Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's exactly. It's weird for me because, like, I understand that it's not about having a degree or stuff like that. For instance, even though you do realize that you took a master's degree for some reason. Yeah. So I get this. Yeah, it's a bit ironic almost. So it leaves me a bit confused, to be honest.
Oh, you mean like because I took a master's degree? Well,
Yeah,
first of all, look,
why the hell did you go?
I applied for the master's. I mean, partly because there was just this unbelievable recession going on back in the day, and so I wanted to apply just because I didn't know what was going to happen. With I was thinking, well, maybe I'll work or whatever, and there was just nothing. Like I couldn't get any jobs at all, and so for me, I mean, the master's. It was my best time in university, basically. I didn't have to take a lot of classes. I got to write lots of papers, and I met some really smart people. I had great conversations with them. But if I only had a high school education, then I'm sure some people would use that to say, well, he's only got a high school education, and therefore I'm not going to take his argument seriously. But, frankly, fuck people like that. I had a guy, one of the best presenters I ever heard was a guy who worked at an airport who hadn't even finished grade 12. I think he dropped out of grade 11. And, he did make jokes about it. He said, I give you all of this information unburdened by the heavy mantle of higher education or even lower education and all that. Yeah. But he was incredibly competent, incredibly knowledgeable, and a great communicator because I guess he'd spent time working on that stuff and learning about stuff rather than going to school for it. Of course. Going to school, it had some benefits, it had some minuses. Basically, the only value that I got out of that master's degree was what I walked in to the school with, which was my passion and commitment for learning and for reasoning and for researching. Yeah, and sure. I don't remember anything that came out of any of my classes. If you ask me now, I took full-year courses on medieval economics. I took full-year courses on the Second World War, on the Protestant Reformation. I can maybe remember 3 or 4 things that have any value whatsoever out of 3 different Ivy League universities and 5 years, 7 years if you count theater school, 7 years of higher education. And so, if I had to do it over again, it's hard to say. I mean, I learned a hell of a lot more about philosophy doing this show than I ever would have sitting in a library. Because then I don't talk about it and I'm not doing it. I'm just reading about it and writing about it.
Exactly.
So, I mean, but the reality is that you're not calling me up because I have a degree, right? You're calling me up because you think I hopefully have something of value to say to you about how to get what you want in life. And I don't think there's anyone who agrees or disagrees with me because I have or don't have a degree. And if they do disagree or agree with me because I do or don't have a degree, then they don't understand philosophy.